something to drink. Tastes like Kool-Aid. And at the end of this video, I'll be doing what's in my bag again. I also want to share a quick story. And it's called The Cold Sweetness Served by Clara Mae. And the story starts off with this girl named Clara Mae. Well, her real name is Clarina Andrews. She was really good friends with this boy named Johnny, but she calls him Peanut for short. They both had grew up together, and they were always, well, their parents was very close, like romantically close. Their parents was in a relationship together. Johnny's dad was going with Clarina's mother. And Johnny and Clarina was hoping that the two of them would become brother and sister. Both of their parents get married. The two of them was hoping that their parents get married, but the relationship had ended up ending really quickly between their parents. It's all because Johnny's father was unfaithful to Clarina's mother. Yeah, but the two of them could have became a married couple, and Johnny and Clarina could have became siblings, but they broke up, and that made the children sad. But their friendship still didn't end. Johnny and Clarina still stayed by each other's side, still became friends, but they couldn't stay friends for long because Johnny's father ends up moving away because he had gotten a new job or something. And that made Clarina sad. It made her sad, and she didn't want her friend to leave her side, but he had to move with his dad and his dad's new partner. So they gave each other, a goodbye hug, and Johnny had took this big bucket with him. It was this big bucket of seashells and pearls and stuff that him and Clarina had scooped up at the beach. They was like at the beach one day when their parents had went on like a vacation thing. And while their parents were sitting together on the sand, Johnny and Clarina were near the waters finding all these beautiful seashells. Excuse me. Finding all these beautiful seashells and pearls and stuff. And he took that with him as a keepsake to remember Clarina. He didn't want to forget his friend. But years later, he didn't have to worry about Clarina being gone out of his life forever because, and also Johnny, his dad, had to move all the way somewhere in Nevada. I'll say it's a city that's not too far from Arizona. Like Las Vegas, Nevada, Arizona, Nevada, I think. It was just a place not far from Arizona, and that's where Johnny's father had moved at. And while Johnny was living in that area, he was coming across some bad people. You know, as he grew up, like he became friends with some messed up people, and it was these two guys that he became friends with. And these two guys that he became really close with when he was older, he was like a young adult, like in his early 20s. These two guys was let me think of their names. Their names were Slim Swine and Jimmy Mack. They were two guys that he became friends with. And these guys were just, I'll say, just up to no good. They was not only into like, there was like these high rolling type of guys that was into money laundering, drug dealing, all that stuff like that, possibly human trafficking and stuff like that. They just kept loads of money in their pockets, especially Jimmy Mack. Slim Swine was like Jimmy Mack's right hand man. Like he worked it, like did whatever Jimmy Mack wanted him to do. Much shorter guy, of course. They call him Slim because he's a slim, skinny, trim type of guy. I would say that this story takes place like the time, I would say like around the late 70s, like 1978 or 79. So yeah, it was like the 70s. These guys, of course, had, you know, afros. They had afros. I would say Johnny's hair, Johnny don't have an afro. I would say Johnny has like cornrows, like straight back cornrows. Like 2, 3, 4 cornrows on his head. And he was friends with these guys when he was living like near Arizona area. And it was this club that he would always go to hang out with these guys, gamble with them and stuff like that. And surprise, surprise, and when he was in that club, he ended up seeing his longtime friend, Clarina. The reason why Clarina was down there is because she was vacationing also. She was vacationing. Like she had a job herself where she's originally from. And I'll say that where Clarina was originally born at, she lived it somewhere in California. Like Stockton, California. She lived it down there with her mother. Her mother has a new lover. And Clarina has her own place in Stockton. But she wanted to take a vacation near like Arizona. Surprise, surprise, she ended up coming across her friend Johnny, aka Peanut, was happy to see her. Like, wow, what you doing out here? I'm so happy to see you. And Clarina was happy to see him. But somebody else ended up spotting out Clarina from a faraway distance when they were talking to other people. And that somebody was Jimmy Mack. And he, you know, pulled Peanut to the side like, hey man, come here, man. Who's the fox? He was asking like, who's the fox over there? And Peanut said, who? Clarina? Oh, me and her go way back. We've been friends for this or that many years. And Jimmy said, well, tell her to come over here so I can whisper to her, you know, talk to her. I'm trying to do the 1970s slang. And Peanut went back to Clarina when Clarina was at the bar getting a drink. And Clarina told Peanut, like, no, I'm not going where he is at. If he wants to talk to me, he needs to come over here and talk to me. You know, like she don't trust walking over where he's at. So Peanut told Jimmy that, and Jimmy did not mind going where Clarina was at. And he was all up in her ear and her face and was letting her know, like, how beautiful she are and everything, and how he would like to get to know her more better. And the two hit it off. And he also told Clarina that she is beautiful enough to be a model, and that he can pull her into a modeling career. Like a modeling career where she could get paid like way more than the job that she has where she is, originally from, Stockton. And Clarina was a little iffy about it, but he was all up in the ear, saying like he could promise her that he can make her famous. Not only being a model, like she could be anything she wanted to be. He could just push her. Like he all I could say is that this Jimmy Mack guy, he had connections. He had connections with like some big time people who could get Clarina on the big screen, probably make her into a movie star possibly. And Clarina was liking that. She was liking that. She really liked it what Jimmy was telling her. But her big mistake was trusting somebody like Jimmy Mack. Because one day he took her back to his place. It was like this. I guess I could describe it as a condo or something that he lived in. And Jimmy Mack lived in a nice looking apartment house area. And this guy, I mean, Clarina ain't the only woman that he's talking to. He's talking to a lot of women. Like, he got a train smoke line full of women that he would talk to. Well, he was a womanizer, but Clarina, she's like a one of a kind type of woman to him. Like, he just wanted to get close to her because he knew that she wasn't, an easy catch. Once Clarina got into his place, it was all she wrote because he lured her into his bedroom. In his bedroom, he like had a mirror on the ceiling, a mirror leaned up against the wall. It's like a body mirror that he walked her up to, and he was just wanted her, like he wanted her to try. He had bought her this expensive, I'll say light pink looking dress, and he wanted her to try it on. It was almost like sheer or lace, like the type of dress that's slight bit see-through but not all the way. Them beautiful pink dresses in the 1970s, and he wanted her to try it on. Clara walked it up in the mirror. She's like, "Oh, this is beautiful." She was looking at herself. He came up right behind her and, kissed her on the shoulder. Like, "Yes, it looks very beautiful on you. It'll be even more beautiful if you take it off, Viewer's discretion is advised." He kissed her on the shoulder. Clara Bell, was letting him do that, but then he tried to kiss her on the cheek, and that's when she stopped him. Like, whoa, like she didn't want to do that. But Jimmy has showed his true side to her. He ends up getting control of Clarina, sadly. Tossing her on the bed. She was putting up a fight. Ripped it, this dress was expensive too, but the cost of that dress did not matter to Jimmy. All he wanted was something very special from Clarina. Something that was special, and sadly he took it from her. He ripped it, her pink, beautiful dress off of her, and he graped it her. There, I said it. He graped her. Viewer's discretion is advised. He graped it her. Clarina screamed, for help, but nobody helped her. She was assaulted. And when it was over, Slim Swine, he came in. Clarina was laying on the bed. She was out of it because she was also beaten up as well. Like, he was beating her up, while, assaulting her to keep her shut up in it. And it almost had knocked her out. So she was in and out of consciousness. And when she was inconscious instead of, well, when she would be waking up, her vision was about blurry. She was seeing double. She would see, she would see this Slim Swine guy making like a drink for her, like on a nightstand. And like, this drink will make you feel better. And she saw him dropping some substance inside the drink and mixing it up with like the toothpick with it was like literally like a cocktail drink, and it had like the green olive at the end of the toothpick, just mixing it around in the drink. to make it for her. And then she didn't want to drink it. He had forced her to drink it. He had forced her to drink it with a pew pew in his hand. Like, pick up the cup and drink it. And she ended up drinking it. And she had tears in her eyes, but she ended up drinking it. And this drink knocked her out. She saw nothing. Just like that. She saw all black. Nothing. And it's been about like hours later. She waking up in like a desert, a dry area with no liquor, water, or anything, and there was a snake crawling right near her, a serpent. But this serpent didn't bit her. She didn't know what the heck happened, and she had absolutely nothing on. Viewer's discretion is advised. Of course, the dress was ripped off of her. She was just, walking like that. But she ended up going somewhere to get some help. She ended up going to like this not too shabby motel. It was like a really small motel. When they saw her, they were shocked. Like she looked like she got hit by a truck or something. And it was a woman who was about to leave out of the motel. She was staying there. And when she saw Clara Belle, she had to help Clara Belle. Was this blonde-headed woman. I'll say her name is Heather. Heather had took Clara Belle in, cleaned her up, gave her some clothes and everything. And Clara Belle, she told this woman what had happened. And this woman well, you got to report these guys to the authorities, You got to turn these guys in. But Clara Belle didn't have that on her mind. She had revenge on her mind. A sweet, cold dessert that she wanted to serve to those guys who hurted her. But she changed up her appearance before doing all of that. She had gotten into drinking temporarily because due to the assault, what she had been through, she ended up falling into drinking. But she got off of that quickly, like cold turkey, off of that. She did not want to spend the rest of her life drinking. She had got off of that, and she ended up changing up her whole appearance and her name. She ended up changing her name. She ended up changing her name to like Lavon. Like that's what she wanted it to go by. But of course her real name was Clarina. Or either Claire or Clara Mae. And she had ended up getting like this wig. I'll say it was like a vibrant red wig. Of course plastic, probably cheap. It's like this short bob like vibrant red wig, and she wore like this heavy makeup on her face. She wanted to really disguise herself, and she made sort of an alter ego of herself, and she wore this long trench leather coat like to cover up herself. Like she had clothes underneath, but she wore this long trench leather coat, and she had like these pair of gloves on her hand as well, like these leather gloves to go on her hand. And she went back to find those same guys. And I'll say that this slim swine guy, she ended up finding him in another motel. It was in a bathroom, and he was getting, sky high. That's all I can say. He was getting sky high. She walked it in there on him, and she ended up coming up in there and ended up going in there and just taking him out. That's all I can say. She took him out of the picture. He was shocked to see her. He didn't recognize who she was though, and he thought that it was the devil coming after him. That's what he thought. Like a devil. He thought like a devil clown or something like that. And then she ended up coming after Jimmy Mack. Jimmy was with another woman at the time in his house, his condo looking house. And this woman had said that she had to go to the bathroom. When she went in there, Clara Mae was in there. And Clara Mae told her to keep her mouth shut. She covered up her mouth and locked her in like a closet that was in the bathroom. Excuse me. She locked her in a closet that was in the bathroom and told her not to come out. And if she come out, then she was gonna hurt too. And she went in there in the room. Jimmy was like turned over, reaching for something. I think he was like taking pills or something, some type of pills that'll help him feel good. That's all I could say. And when he turned around, Clara Mae was right there. And she got on top of him. And she went to pound town on him. She got on top of him, pow, 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 pow. And then used it both of her hands with the gloves on and took him out where he didn't see anything either. And after she got those guys, and also to make sure he was gone, she had ended up getting a hold of Jimmy's pew pew, and she ended up shoot, pow pow. And the woman in the bathroom, she screamed out and was scared, and then she ended up going in there and also pow pow the woman as well, which is messed up. But yeah, she ended up taking the woman out, and then she ended up leaving like that. But she ended up leaving away, and then she was looking for one last person. That one last person was her best friend, Johnny, aka Peanut, because she felt like he had something to do with that happening to her when she had visited the club, meeting Jimmy and the other guy. She felt like Peanut had something to do with it because Peanut was really good friends with these guys, but Peanut didn't have nothing to do with it. Peanut didn't even know that them guys had did that to her. He was great friends with her though. He was shocked to see her. He at first didn't recognize who she was. And also Peanut was sadly doing the DRUGS, just like Slim Swine. Slim Swine was the one who had got him on that stuff. And he was shocked when he saw her. He was a little bit out of it, disoriented as well. But when his vision got back together, he looked at past the makeup and recognized that it was Clara Mae. She was aiming the pew pew at him, and she would let him know that she was coming to take him out. And he begged her like, "No, Clara Mae, please. Like, no. Like, don't hurt me. Don't kill me." She chased him around the house. And then he ended up leaving out and going to like the beach that they went to. Going to like a beach. Not the beach that they went to as kids. I meant like a beach that was not far from his house. Because he had a house of his own. And he ended up running to that beach. And what was at that beach? He ended up leaving that at the beach. It was that bucket that he had took when he was kids. He had lifted the lid on that bucket, and it was full of seashells and pearls and rocks and all that stuff like that. And ended up telling Clara Mae to come and and look inside the bucket. Clara Mae, when she saw that bucket, she came back to her regular self. It was no more Levon. Levon was out of the picture. She ended up taking off the wig, and she ended up breaking down crying, dropping on her knees, and ended up looking at every single seashell and stuff in the bucket. And Peanut came beside her, and he put his arm around her and told her that he honestly didn't know that was going to happen to her, and that he's sorry, and that he don't want her friendship to never end and stuff like that. And that's basically the end of the story, called The Cold Sweetness Served by Clara Mae. And yeah. And I will be doing a what's in my bag video. Just hold on for a minute. Okay, this was something that I had in my bag. What's in my bag? It's like this vending machine notebook, and you can twist. Well, I had it backwards. You could twist the thing, and the little items will fall out. It's like a little notebook, like pictures in it, like that. I got more pens because I'm a pen girly. Got more straws, but these are like two of the straws that I drink out of. I got more straws, other colors. And then I got this thingy majig. It's supposed to be like a keychain. You can open it, and you can take the tape out. You can put it in there like that and close it back up. It was playing music, but it stopped working. I don't know why. My other pen's the thing that I used to open up the vending machine notebook with. It's a necklace. It got the letter P for my name. And some hair bows. And this other necklace as well. It's like what's it called? A magnifying glass. You can see out of. I had these. And that was all. And I hope you all have a great day. Hope you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. A little tired. God bless you all. Thank you all to all of the subscribers. I really appreciate you. And goodbye.